Good morning, Mohan.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, good. I was missing for about 2 weeks.
Yes. So, what you were on travel or something? Or
Yeah, 1 week I was not well. I don't know what happened. I had a slight fever and then I just couldn't get up. So I had told Kumar. And last week I
oh,
was visiting my son in New York. So we were away.
okay. So now you are recovered fully.
Yes, 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 yes. Otherwise, with small children, every day something goes on.
I know.
But otherwise, everybody is kind of recovered.
Good.
What time it is now? You're around
We are getting to 5:30. 5:30 evening.
7. 7 means 5:30.
5:30. Yeah. Good morning, Sashi.
Good afternoon.
Namaste.
Namaste, everybody.
Namaste everyone.
नमस्ते मैं
You want pencil?
I have my pencil.
Namaste everyone. Purna here.
Namaste, Kumarji. Namaste.
Namaste. So Purna is not here. Okay.
I'm
Oh,
there, sir. I
okay.
just joined. Yeah.
Okay, let's start with 3 ohms. Please close your eyes. Must be good morning, good evening, depending on where you are. Go ahead, Purna. Take it away.
Yeah. योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचां मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोत्तं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि आबाहुपुरुषाकारं शङ्खचक्रासिधारिणम् सहस्रशिरसं श्वेतं प्रणमामि पतञ्जलिं श्रीमते अनन्ताय नागराजाय नमो नमः। अथ विभूतिपादः देशबन्धः चित्तस्य धारणा तत्र प्रत्ययैकतानता ध्यानं तदेव अर्थमात्रनिर्भासं स्वरूपशून्यमिव समाधिः त्रयमेकत्र संयमः तच्चयात् प्रज्ञालोकः तस्य भूमिषु विनियोगः त्रयमन्तरङ्गं पूर्वेभ्यः तदपि बहिरङ्गं निर्बीजस्य व्युत्थाननिरोधसंस्कारयोः अभिभवप्रादुर्भावौ निरोधक्षणचित्तान्वयो निरोधपरिणामः तस्य प्रशान्तवाहिता संस्कारात् सर्वार्थतैकाग्रतयोः क्षयोदयौ चित्तस्य समाधिपरिणामः ततः पुनः शान्तोदितौ तुल्यप्रत्ययौ चित्तस्य एकाग्रतापरिणामः एतेन भूतेन्द्रियेषु धर्मलक्षण अवस्था परिणामाः व्याख्याताः शान्त उदित अव्यपदेश्य धर्मानुपाती धर्मी क्रमान्यत्वं परिणामान्यत्वे हेतु परिणामत्रयसंयमात् अतीतानागतज्ञानं शब्दार्थप्रत्ययानाम् इतरेतराध्यासात् शङ्करः तत्प्रविभागसंयमात् सर्वभूतऋतज्ञानं संस्कारसाक्षात्करणात् पूर्वजातिज्ञानं प्रत्ययस्य परचित्तज्ञानं न च तत्सालम्बनं तस्याविषयीभूतत्वात् कायरूपसंयमात् तत्ग्राह्यशक्तिस्तम्भे चक्षुः प्रकाशासंप्रयोगे अन्तर्धानं सोपक्रमं निरुपक्रमं च कर्म तत्संयमात् अपरान्तज्ञानम् अरिष्टेभ्यो वा मैत्र्यादिषु बलानि बलेषु हस्तिबलादीनि प्रवृत्त्यालोकन्यासात् सूक्ष्मव्यवहितविप्रकृष्टज्ञानं भुवनज्ञानं सूर्ये संयमात् चन्द्रे ताराव्यूहज्ञानं ध्रुवे तत्कतिज्ञानं नाभिचक्रे कायव्यूहज्ञानं कण्ठकूपे क्षुत्पिपासानिवृत्तिः कूर्मनाड्यां स्थैर्यं मूर्धज्योतिषि सिद्धदर्शनं प्रातिभात्वा सर्वं हृदये चित्तसंवित् सत्त्वपुरुषयोः अत्यन्तासङ्कीर्णयोः प्रत्ययाविशेषो भोगः परार्थत्वात् स्वार्थसंयमात् पुरुषज्ञानं ततः प्रातिभश्रावण वेदन आदर्श आस्वादवार्ता जायन्ते ते समाधावुपसर्गाः व्युत्थाने सिद्धयः बन्धकारणशैथिल्यात् प्रचारसंवेदना च चित्तस्य परशरीरावेशः उदानजयात् जलपङ्ककण्टकादिषु असङ्गः उत्क्रान्तिश्च समानजयात् ज्वलनं श्रोत्राकाशयोः सम्बन्धसंयमात् दिव्यं श्रोत्रं कायाकाशयोः सम्बन्धसंयमात् लघुतूलसमापत्तेश्च आकाशगमनं बहिरकल्पिता वृत्तिः महाविदेहा ततः प्रकाशावरणक्षयः स्थूल स्वरूप सूक्ष्म अन्वय अर्थवत्वसंयमात् भूतजयः ततोऽणिमादिप्रादुर्भावः कायसम्पत् तद्धर्मानभिघातश्च.
Thank you, Purna.
Thank you.
So last week we left off at Sutra 33. Okay. So we'll start at Sutra 34. Before that, we'll do a quick review of what we did last week. Started at Sutra 326. So in Sutra 26, that's where we started last week. So we are here. We are saying, Patanjali Muni is saying that by the awareness of the illuminating sensation comes the knowledge of the subtle, hidden, and remote. This is where we said it's that any object will always radiate energy, and that energy can be picked up. If we have that siddhi, we can receive that energy, and because of that, we can find out where that object is. So this is basically a sutra which saying that if you have this siddhi, you can find any of the missing objects. Supposing you leave a key somewhere, say car keys, and you do not know where it is in the house. So if you have this siddhi and you focus on the keys, you will find out that it is under some table. Any object for that matter, some jewelry, clothes, whatever it might be, or a person. So based on any object is going to radiate. So it's based on that. The next sutra, the next set of sutras are all on kind of astronomy. So Bhuvana Jnanam Surya Samyama. So he's saying that by Samyama on the sun, Surya is sun, by doing a Samyama on the sun, comes the knowledge of the universe or the cosmos. Chandre, this is Chandre Taravyuha Jnanam. So by Samyama on Chandra, on the moon, you get about the formation of the stars or array of stars. By doing a Samyama on Dhruva, the pole star, you get an idea on the movement of the array of stars. Nabhi Chakre Kaya Vyuha Jnanam. So on the Nabhi Chakra, that is the one in the navel meaning behind the navel, on the line on the Sushumna Nadi, which connects from the top of the head, from the Sahasrara Chakra to the perineum. On that, the chakras are all on this Sushumna Nadi, not on the spine. So through the navel chakra, knowledge of the body systems are known, the various organs, everything. You can get an idea of how well they are functioning, how good they are, etc. Kantakupe Kshut Pipasa Nivrittihi. So by focusing on this pit in the throat, right here, you can get if you have that siddhi, then you can be without any kind of thirst or hunger. Kurmanadyam Stairyam. So in the Kurmanadi, we saw all this last week, where it emanates from right behind in the abdominal area, somewhere behind the navel, and terminates in the throat. That nadi gives you stillness, balance, etc. We are not talking about just the physical balance, it's the mental balance that we're talking about. So when the mental balance is there, the physical balance also will be there. Then we came to this, this is where we stopped. Murda Jyotishi, Siddha Darshanam. So Murdana point, we saw this, and I also sent you the picture of Murdana and the Atmanadi, which goes all the way down, right up to the sternum, and then goes back and then comes out somewhere in the abdominal area, comes forward. All that we saw. And here we said when the point here, just at the hairline, middle of the head, where we part our hair, right in the middle, right at the forehead, is if when we perfect this, we focus on this and we have that siddhi, then this helps in getting other siddhis as well as darshana of siddhas, those who have special abilities, both past and those who are still, those that are alive now. Any questions? Okay, let's move on. Next sutra, Pratibhatva Sarvam. Pratibhatva.
Kumar,
Yes.
you're not, the screen is not visible.
Your screen is not visible? Hmm. Hold on. Maybe I didn't do the share. Sorry. Can you see it now?
Yeah, you can see
Okay.
now.
So, Pratibhatva Sarvam. Pratibhatva Sarvam. So, Bhu. Bhu means coming up, that which is outside. Bhuta, Bhu. So, this light which is coming from outside, meaning with the connectivity with the divine, that which is coming. Prathi means that which reflects. So, that which is coming from outside is reflecting, meaning all our wisdom is reflecting. With that reflection, so with this light and that reflection, we can know everything that is happening around us. So it's basically, a sutra which is saying, when you have this siddha, when you have this siddhi, you can connect and learn anything that you want. You don't have to go to the books, or you don't have to go to anyone for that matter. Simple sutra. So these are all things based on the fact that we are in the state of samadhi. Nirbija samadhi, Sambhija samadhi or Nirbija samadhi, doesn't matter. You are able to connect, and that's how all these things are happening. Hridaye chitta samvit is the next sutra. Hridaye chitta samvit. Hridaye, in the middle of the chest, innermost area. So this is also called the Atma Chakra. It's right behind the sternum. And we saw in the last week, we saw in the Atmanadi. It is located on the Atmanadi. And that's where the Murda point is also there. All these are connected through that Nadi, Atmanadi. So that's where the Hridaya, that is the spiritual heart. This is not the physical heart. This is the spiritual heart. So, so he says the full knowledge of the chitta is in this area. So, which means the vidya that you acquire is here. And all the knowledge about our chitta is also here. So the avidya is also there, the vidya is also there. And this is what we see in the Bhagavad Gita, where Sri Krishna says that upon death, when Arjuna asks him, he says, the thing that you will carry with you is this vidya, the spiritual knowledge that you will carry with you, birth to birth. As in every birth, if you are increasing or decreasing, the vidya. So that will travel with the chitta. That's the only thing that we can carry, along with obviously the karma and kleshas and vasana. So that is that sutra. Any questions here?
Kumarji, here you said here means a Hridaya, right?
Yeah, I'm showing.
No, I couldn't see
Probably
it
you're not
showing
able to
where.
see. Can you see? Hridaya means not the heart, but
Yeah,
sternum, where the ribs split, right there, right behind.
like a Hanuman being a Rama been shown in the pictures.
Now
That's
that is generally shown in the heart, in the physical heart.
okay, okay.
I'm not saying that.
It's in the mid of the rib, right?
Middle of the rib, where the ribs split, right behind that. That's what
Okay,
that place is called sternum, right behind the sternum, behind the sternum.
okay, okay, okay.
Behind the sternum, but in front of the Sushumna Nadi.
It's also the place where the diaphragm is there, right? When you're breathing, you breathe fully into the diaphragm.
Yeah, but the diaphragm keeps moving up and down, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, somewhere.
Okay. Any other question? Okay. Somebody has put something in the chat. See. Oh. All right. Okay. So we move on to next sutra. सत्त्वपुरुषयोः अत्यंत असंकीर्णयोः प्रत्यय अविशेषो भोगः परार्थत्वात् स्वार्थ संयमात् पुरुष ज्ञानम् सत्त्वपुरुषयोः अत्यंत असंकीर्णयोः प्रत्यय अविशेषो भोगः परार्थत्वात् स्वार्थ संयमात् पुरुष ज्ञानम्. So many of these words we know. Like jnanam, we know that what it is. Jnanam is knowledge or wisdom. Actually, you should say wisdom. Purusha, we know that Ishvara. Samyamat, huh? Samyamat, we know it is the dharana, jnana, samadhi. We know that. Swartha, we don't know. We'll see what it is. And then bhoga, we know, right? Bhoga, apavargartham, we saw. Bhoga means experience, we know. Pratyaya, we know. That is belief or convictions. We have seen Sankirna. Where did we see Sankirna? Anybody remember? We saw a sutra. Maybe in a couple of places we have seen. One sutra that I recall is in chapter 1, where we say, this is how we start. Kshina vrittehe, that's where it starts. Kshina vrittehe abhijatasya iva manehe trigrahana grahyeshu tatasthathat anjanata samapattihi. So he is defining the state samapatti in Sutra 41. That how that state of samapatti, that is complete absorption. Kshina vritte, when vrittis are weakened, kshina, kshaye, kshina, all those, it's the same word with the different verbs of structure. Kshina vritte, as it weakens, vrittis, as they weaken, all these things happen. Grahitri, grahana, grahyeshu. The seer, the seen, the object, everything becomes one. And that's what we are calling a samapattihi. And there we say, tatra, shabda artha jnana sankirna vikalpaihi Sankirna Savitarka Samapattihi. That's what we say. So we say that absorption, where the sequences can be different and things like that, we are calling that as samapatti. Savitarka samapattihi. We use that word sankirna.
Can you release 41, please? If you are talking about 41.
No, I'm just saying, I'm just quoting that.
Yeah, but we don't have it on the screen.
Now, I also don't have it on the screen. I am recalling from my memory.
From memory.
Yeah, I'm recalling from my memory. I don't have it on my screen. So,
Wonderful.
if you want to see the sutra, we can go to the sutra, no problem. I don't want to go. Let me do that. Hold on 1 second. Where am I? There's something. Hold on. I will stop the share. You really want to see the sutra? Believe me. Trust me. I said it right.
Yeah, we have it with
It's
us. Yeah.
1.41, Kumar.
Yes, that's what I said, 1.41.
Yeah, I have it. I'm just opening it in my notes.
Okay. So, there we say Sankirna. We have used that word Sankirna. There we are using it. We are using Sankirna. The Sankirna has a few different meanings. In there we are using it as a confused or a sequence of things. That's what we are saying. Whereas here we are using Sankirna as narrow or asankirna. So here the word is asankirna, meaning lack of narrowness or lack of narrow-mindedness. Being open-minded. That is why in the very first class I said, come to this class with an open mind. If you come with a closed mind, you are not going to receive it. You are not going to receive the truth. I have repeated that many, many times, and now we are seeing the sutra here. So, Sattva Purushayoho, let's see word by word. Sattva Purushayoho Atyanta. Let us see. Sattva Guna. That is the balanced, and we know those three, right? Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. So, here that Purusha, who is that Purusha? That Ishvara is Sattva, as the balanced energy without impurities. Sattva Purushayo of the Sattva Purusha of the highest purity. He is of the highest purity. That is why we had all these discussions in the last 2 days. What happens, what is this about this immortality? So the Sattva Purusha is so pure. To merge with him, our purity has to get to that level. That's why all these discussions in the last 2 days. Sattva Purusha Yoga, of the Sattva Purusha, Atyanta, highly or extremely, Asankirna Yoho, lack of narrow-mindedness, or being open-minded. You have to be completely open-minded, not have any kind of pratyaya, not have any kind of previous beliefs. Those have to be all taken away. So if you think that he will be lying on some water with the snake as the bed, or he will be dressed beautifully sitting on a peacock, all these things will prevent you from connecting, from seeing that Sattva Purusha. Seeing meaning experiencing that Sattva Purusha. So you have to let go of all that, meaning all these visualizations and imaginations, imagery that we have, they have to let go. That is why we say, when we come to ekagrata, when we come to the samadhi state itself, we say swarupa shunyam. All the swarupas that with which you came to this dharana, and from there you migrate to dhyana seamlessly. Now all this swarupa has become shunyam. Shunyam means zero. They have to go away because he has no shape. That is the truth. As human beings, as fools, we have put shape to him. And then we hang on to that and refuse to let go. So that's what it is. Being open-minded, pratyaya, convictions, beliefs, avishesho. Vishesha means significance. We have seen vishesha. Many times we have seen vishesha. Avishesha means insignificant, not significant or nothing distinguishing, or not distinguishable. Hence, interpreted as meaningless or purposeless. Avishesho means meaningless or purposeless. Bhogaha, we know, experiences. Parartatvat, truth of others. Para means outside of us. Truth of others or for the purpose of others. Sarvartha, truth of the individual or self-interest. Swa artha, that's what it means. Swa artha, swartha means swa artha. Swa means self. Truth of the individual or self-interest. Samyamat, by samyama. Purusha jnanam. What do we get? Purusha jnanam, knowledge of the Purusha. So, in summary, it's saying the experiences appear purposeless in the context of Sattva Purusha, who is extremely open-minded. That is, by samyama and purpose of others and one's own self comes the knowledge of Purusha. I mean, how do we understand this? By doing, we saw earlier, by doing samyama on others, we can get to know the others' characters and characteristics and things like that. Right? So, all these things are meaningless and purposeless when it comes to knowing Sattva Purusha. He doesn't care who you are, what characteristics you are, what characteristics you are. He accepts everybody because he is the one who launched it. Or he had somebody to launch it. The Divine Mother launched us. So, it is also necessary to understand when these kind of siddhis are available, when these kinds of siddhis are there, of knowing others' characteristics and things like that, one has to have that very high integrity to use it only when dharmically needed. We saw a sutra on who a dharmi is. I don't know how many of you recall that sutra. Sattva, it said, Shanta udita, Avyapadeshya, Dharma anupati dharmi. Shanta udita, Avyapadeshya, Dharma anupati dharmi. Shanta udita. From that shanta, from that contentment, from that peace rather. Shanta udita. From that arises. From that peace arises. What arises? Avyapadeshya. Indescribable. What indescribable thing arises? Dharma. Indescribable dharma arises. So, this is in chapter 2. I can't remember this number, sutra number. But it is where we are talking about all the parinama.
214, sir. 214.
No, it cannot be 214.
No, 314.
314. Correct. So it is describing the Dharma Lakshana Avastha, the characteristics of the information that is coming from the cosmos. And that's what it says. Indescribable Dharma. Anupati means follow. One who follows that is Dharmi. So if I am at the state where I am connecting to the cosmos and all these things are coming, I have to follow the Dharma.
ఎనీవే క్లాస్ లో ఉన్నాడు నన్ను ఎందుకు అడుగుతుంది
Can you please mute your phone? Mute your laptop, phone, whatever. Mute your mic, please. So, this indescribable Dharma. So that is why a person who is connected, he cannot, in the normal sense, he cannot act adharmically. That's what you see in Dr. Rajan. He cannot act adharmically. And many times he will tell things which you may not like. But he's telling the truth. And he has to. So that's what this sutra is saying. Let me see if I have any notes on this.
Can you give a complete full flow of only this sutra, Kumarji, please? It's like here and there. I am not sure about others. I am lost with many sutras. Can you give me a composed meaning of only this sutra, please?
The composed meaning is the summary here, the experiences of life that appear purposeless in the context of the Sattva Purusha, who is preliminarily open-minded. Knowing about others' chitta and all that is meaningless to Sattva Purusha. Knowing so many things about others, basically he's talking about siddhis, is meaningless when it comes to wanting to know Sattva Purusha. Sattva Purusha is beyond all that. He is so pure. That is the meaning.
Okay, for Sattva Purusha, it is meaningless, right? That's what it says.
So if you want to know Sattva Purusha, it should be meaningless to us also, right? That's what it is saying. So, let us see. Okay. So God realization happens only when we understand that he is beyond all names and forms. You can experience God only when we go with an approach of no assumptions, avishesho. That is pratyaya avishesho. Completely asankirna yoho, lack of narrow-mindedness, open-minded, pratyaya, conviction or belief, avishesho, not significant or nothing distinguishing. So we must go with that. Drop all the crap that we have that we have acquired over the years. We must go with a clean slate. Then only we can connect with him. Then only we can experience him. That's what it's saying. So this is the meaning of you can experience God only when we go with an approach of no assumptions. This is the meaning of pratyaya avishesho bhogaha. Bhogaha is experience. You can experience him only when there are no predetermined beliefs, convictions, and meaningless things, and purposeless things. That is avishesho. Only then he will extend his hand. Only then that purity is needed for us to connect with him. So it is something beyond but yet within. That is how you approach it. Then you get it. So that's what one of my earlier guru used to say. Very, 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 very far, but he's very, 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 very near. It seems that he's very, 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 very far, but actually he's very, 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 very near. What is preventing us? It is our own convictions, our own beliefs, our own narrow-mindedness. That's what prevents us from connecting with him. So, and why are we having narrow-mindedness? Why are we having these convictions? These are all coming from where is it coming from?
Avidya.
Kleshas. So it's all coming from our kleshas. Correct. Avidya is on top of that pile. So that's the meaning of this beautiful sutra. Any questions? Did you understand, Priya?
Okay, yeah, not completely, but okay. I have to read it again and then understand. Yours is okay. I have to go with something in deep of understanding. Yeah.
So he's saying by samyama on the purpose of others and one's own self comes the knowledge of Purusha. That's what he says finally. Anyway. Any other questions, anyone? All right. So next sutra, Tataha Pratibha Shravana Vedana Darsha Swad Varta Jayante. Tataha Pratibha Shravana Vedana Darsha Swad Varta Jayante. Some of these words we already know. Let us see. Jayante is again it comes from Jayat, etc. Jayat arises or is born. Jaya is also born. Jaya. So arises or born. Tatah. Thus, from this meaning from the earlier sutra. That is, when you have become open-minded, when you are completely with no convictions or beliefs, etc., and you have understood and connected the divine. What is it coming? Tataha, thus from this, Pratibha, enlightened. So this comes from the Patribatva Sarvam that we saw earlier sutra. Pratibha, enlightened. Shravana, hearing. Vedana, sensation. Darsha, seeing. Swada. That is why we have this Swad brand. Taste means taste. Taste good. That's why it's called Swad brand. That's what is available in Patel Brothers, their own Swad brand. Varta. Varta is smell. And health, smell, health, or feeling of happiness, all that is Varta. Jayante is arises or born, your sin. So you're putting all these things together. It means from this arises, from this meaning, from the earlier sutra, from having understood the Purusha and connecting to him, and you're beginning to experience the Purusha, from that wisdom, seeing that complete openness of Purusha, of the Sattva Purusha, of Ishvara, of the unmanifest divine. From this arises enlightened hearing. A hearing becomes enlightened. Enlightened hearing happens. Sensations. These are all these things are enlightened. Hearing becomes enlightened. Sensation becomes enlightened. Seeing becomes enlightened. Tasting becomes enlightened. Smell becomes enlightened. Or health or feeling of happiness, depending on how Varta is interpreted. That's what he says. So this is the meaning of that sutra. Any questions here? Checking if I have any other things to say. Any questions? Okay. Let's move on. Te samadhi upasargha vyuthane siddhayah. Te samadhi upasargha vyuthane siddhayah. So some of the words again we know. Vyutan, vyutane, vyutana. We saw in Sutra 11 or 9, Sutra 9. Correct? Sutra 9. Vyutana nirodha samskarayoho abhibhava pradurbhava. Everyone has forgotten. Kshana nirodha kshanachitta anvayo nirodha parinama. That's how we define nirodha parinama. That is vyutana, arising. Vyutana means arising. Samadhi, we know, that is connectivity with the divine. Siddhaya comes from Siddha, Siddhi. Siddhi means accomplishments or complete. It also means complete in certain contexts. Te means these. Upasarga means inherent outcome of natural changes. Natural phenomenon, foreboding evil, trouble, misfortune, obstacles, or diseases. So that's what the meaning of upasarga. So he's saying in this, summary, so these siddhis are the inherent outcome of natural changes. Many siddhis that we have discussed, right? Are the inherent outcome of natural changes that arise from samadhi. Because samadhi, in the samadhi state, so many things are happening internally to us as part of that. So many things are, many siddhis have come to us. These achievements, siddhis are the inherent outcome of connecting, of being in that connectivity with the divine. Any questions here? I think I may also have some notes. Let me see. I have one. So it says these abilities, all these various siddhis, come from the samadhi as if in the form of a rebirth. So it is as if we have reborn, meaning not physically, psychologically, we have reborn, meaning I have become a different person. People who have known me at the age of 25 suddenly find Subramanian Kumar to be different, completely different. He's talking some other language. These abilities come from the samadhi as if in the form of a rebirth, arising out of rebirth. These are siddhis. Upasarga means from death there is a new birth. That is actually the meaning of upasarga. From death, there is a new birth. So, what death are we talking about here? It is the death of what? Death of? Come on, people.
Ahankar.
Huh?
Ahankar.
Chitta, ego.
What else?
I,
Kleshas.
I,
Huh?
me.
Kleshas.
Kleshas. I, me, all that is part of the klesha. Avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abnivesha. These things cover all the things that you're talking about, ego, I, etc.
It's not so comfortably flowing out from.
So so that's what you're saying, the death of all that. In that death rises a new birth as an evolved soul. So this soul is going, this person is the dharmi. In the context of birth and rebirth, this is something that additionally came on. That is, we died a psychological death, and then we were reborn. In this rebirth, we have all these special abilities. So that's the additional thing that came on to us. So, and if we start reacting to these siddhis and use it adharmically, we will acquire. What will you acquire? We'll acquire karma again. So that is why, I mean, see, by and large, a dharmi will never act adharmically. You cannot. But it's like, it's in a bank, a safe vault is there. And the key to the vault is with the topmost manager in that bank. Nobody else has the key. He will come and open it anytime there is a requirement. So this man has earned the trust of the bank authorities, of the corporate people. So he is given the key. But now and then we hear here and there that somebody, some bank manager did not, he misused that trust and stole jewelry or cash or whatever, some valuables, right? So similar things happen here too. Similarly, these are given because it is needed for that individual to um, um, be an instrument of the divine and to propagate whatever the divine wants to do. In that process, sometimes some individuals go off board and do other make things for their own benefit. They use the siddhi to make money, let us say. So those kinds of things happen here and there. So that's what we are saying. So start reacting to the siddhis and it will lead to new karmas. In other words, one has reached a very high state while still in the body. While still in the body, we have reached a very high state. We have to retain that state, and to retain that state, we have to be integral. The integrity has to be maintained. The dharma has to be with us. Let me see, there is the chat somewhere. All right. So, any questions?
So, Kumar, I have a question.
Yes.
all this sanyama and other things which they say previously that
Mm.
a new samskara will be born or given, and the new samskara it not been defined before, or all the siddhis part of new samskara.
See, siddhis are special abilities, right?
Correct.
Mm.
But it's talked about the old samskara will disappear and new samskara will come. So
So when you say samskara, you're talking about klesha, karma, and vasana, correct?
so this also, since this also misusing will give you klesha, so I'm assuming that the new samskara includes siddhis also.
The new samskara includes?
Siddhis also.
Correct.
That is enhanced power.
Yes, not all will be getting enhanced power. I may still be connected to the divine, I may not get enhanced power. It depends on the need of the cosmos.
Oh, all will not get is what you're
All
saying?
need not get it.
Oh, I thought it's a side effect of reaching this state. Automatically you get all this
No,
enhancements.
it may be one, it may be two, it may be many, or none.
Or zero.
Okay.
So you accept what is given. That's all I'm saying. At this level, you accept whatever Ishvara gives you. What is the fundamental thing? You are going to be an instrument, right?
Yeah.
So as an instrument, all my desire should be that I must fulfill
This nuisance.
the cosmic flow of things. If that is going to happen through me without any siddhis, so be it. Right? That should be our attitude.
Okay. Yeah.
The fact that one understands that itself is a siddhi. See, any understanding itself is a siddhi, is it not?
Yes.
Yes. Good question. Mohan. Good question. So that's why it says, maybe earlier in this chapter when we started, we said, during this travel, as we travel from dharana, dhyana, samadhi, and the various states of samadhi, these siddhis are going to happen. These siddhis may happen. That's how it is. That is how it is defined. Will happen is not a correct statement. May happen. Might happen. How many siddhis? No one is going to measure anyone by how many siddhis the person has. I also probably mentioned that Hanuman had Ashtasiddhis, at least known he had Ashtasiddhis. He might have had other siddhis too, unknown. So,
Got it.
various siddhis. Last week I was talking about how Vishwamitra took Rama and Lakshmana, and then they used this siddhi, this Kantakupe, Kshut Pipasa Nivrittihi. That is in the hollow pit here. By focusing on that, you can be without food and without food and thirst for long periods, for weeks. And they exercised that when they had to defend some devatas, some rishis who were doing some yajna, right? We saw that example last week. Okay. One more sutra, maybe. Let me see if this is the end of this section. Then I'll stop. Yeah, this is the end. So let me stop here.
Really?
Any questions before we?
But she had read up the 40.
Except in the utility sections, then the next.
Maybe we can read this. So this will be good. Siddhis naturally come from samadhi, but such higher realization comes from understanding of Purusha. With all these abilities to know, also comes all abilities to misuse them. This is what we are talking. Failure to understand the relationship between God and our individual being and our individual dharma can lead us into a mode where we can seek all these abilities for personal enjoyment. This would bring severe reprisals like the ones mentioned in the story of Vishwamitra and Ravana. Right? See, Ravana, he had the highest siddhi of being able to destroy anybody. And then finally what happened? He fell in love with Sita, and that's how he got killed. Correct? He lost his life. Similarly, Vishwamitra thought he could send Trishanku to heaven in his body and found it impossible. Then he tried to create a parallel universe. See, look at that. Look at that. Even at the highest level, look at that Abhinivesha. And then when he tried to create this parallel, then he lost all his abilities. That's when he realized his mistake and he did further practice, and that allowed for him to regain his powers, and he never misused them actually for self-serving purpose again. He never used them for self-serving purpose again. That is why it is very, very important when we have siddhis, knowing or unknowingly. Even sometimes we may have siddhis, unknowingly we may have siddhis. Never use them for self-serving purpose to make money out of it. See, I had a maternal great-grandmother. Yes, maternal great-grandmother. And she had this siddhi of being able to heal people. My mother has told me this. So she would say, starting from, early in the morning, meaning maybe by 8 in the morning, people would come home every day to have healing done by her. She will probably give some herbs. Sometimes she will do mantra treatment, whatever. I don't really know what exactly. My mother also has not told me very clearly, but she has told me about giving some herbs. Mostly it was, I think, mantra based thing, because she would just touch the person and chant something which my mother did not know what she was chanting. And that was never passed on to anyone. So she has this very special ability, a siddhi. And right till the end of her life, she treated people home. And my mother would say there will be a stream of people coming home. And that's all she did the whole day. And others in the household took care of everything else. And she never asked for money or anything. People would just bring something from their farm and leave it. She would never even take it in her hand. That's what my mother would say. So she understood that it was a siddhi. She never used it for personal benefit. So one has to be very, very careful. That's what this is saying here. Then Sutra 36 points the importance of understanding Purusha beyond all the wondrous siddhis that come. Please understand this. When one is cleansed of all patterns and one understands that it is association and reaction with situations that creates new karmas, one can be a pure, non-judgmental observer all the time without understanding the purpose of life. Under these circumstances, the concept of right and wrong and sense of duty disappears, and it can lead to licentious behavior. By samyama on the purpose of others and oneself, one understands the Purusha, and the consequent implication is the concept of dharma, especially one's own dharma or duty to fulfill which one has taken this body. See, we have taken this body only to fulfill the dharma and nothing else. The word upasarga has a dictionary meaning of misfortune or what forebodes evil. Even an eclipse is called upasarga. In Sanskrit, words conjoin to form new words with related meaning and can sometimes, by misuse, result in a different meaning much later on. Examples are words like brahmacharya and sannyasa, because we confuse brahmacharya with celibacy, right? They are two different things. Brahmacharya does not mean have to be celibate. I can be a brahmachari. Brahmacharya really means charya, charam. Charam means move. Brahmacharam. Brahma means the curiosity to learn, and I'm traveling for the sake of curiosity. Because of the curiosity to learn, I'm traveling. That is what means Brahma. That's the meaning of brahmacharya. That has nothing to do with celibacy. Whereas the sannyasa, you've given up everything. Sannyasa means you've given up everything. And that includes lust and other things associated with that. So that's why celibacy is part of sannyasa. But giving up is not just the physical part. It is at the intellectual level, at the mental level, psychological level. So if I give up physical thing and I constantly think about lust, I'm lustful in thinking, then that is not sannyasa. So that is why you have to be very, very careful when you see these saffron-clad people, or people who say, it doesn't have to be saffron. It can be in black. It can be in white. People could be clad in white. And then they say they are sannyasis. Be very careful. You have to be very, very careful.
I have a comment here, Kumar.
Yes.
So while it's a many-step process, so we start first with the physical. At the very first layer is I control my senses, physical senses. It is like, you should be aligned in thought, word, and deed. It should be word, deed, and thought. The first comes the word. So I should stop getting angry. Then I should stop feeling angry. And then that's when finally I will reach that stage.
Perfect. Yes.
Yeah, I just thought I will share what struck me.
Yes. Word, deed,
then thought. That's the hardest. What you feel inside is the hardest.
Yes. So as long as the thought, that's why the thought is what chittavritti, right? The thought is the chittavritti. So that's why it is so hard. If I say I'm sitting in meditation, especially we see this in many places. Oh, I'm in meditation, don't disturb me. The man will get so angry, or the woman will get so angry, and they walk into their puja room or whatever room to do meditation. 15 minutes, or 20 minutes or half an hour, they're there in that room. But the mind is going all over the place. What kind of meditation is that? That's no meditation. Yeah, that happens when you start, when you're beginning meditation, that is how you start. But slowly, over a period of time, it has to go down. How will it go down? If you don't acquire jnana, if you don't work on yourself the rest of the time when you're outside the room, if you're with no awareness the rest of the time, if you're constantly attached to the worldly things, if you're constantly attached to the chatter outside, How will it go? So that's why that vairagyam, the detachment and abhyasa, they are so very important, not only while you're doing meditation, outside too. The biggest bang for the buck is outside, not inside the room. The biggest bang for the buck inside the room will come when the outside things are taken care of, when you can cut off, when you don't react unnecessarily outside. I am saying this for many people in this group here. I'm not addressing one person. People who constantly ask me questions, privately. It's for them. If you don't follow any of these things, then you will fall into that sandwich joke. Whatever as input comes, that's the output you will get. Okay. So let me move here. Examples are words like brahmacharya, sanya, and sannyasa. In this particular case, the same is suspected. Sarga implies the process of creation and dissolution.
Can you repeat the joke about sandwich, please?
Oh, sandwich joke?
Yes.
Oh, it's let me finish this para and then I'll come to that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Sarga implies the process of creation, dissolution. That's what you have to understand. So, in this context, there is a creation of the jiva, of the kleshas, right? The kleshas were there. So, creation, dissolution, the kleshas and karmas have been dissolved. The prefix upa indicates closeness associated with or byproduct of. Therefore, upasarga in a root sense probably means what has come as a natural phenomenon through the process of creation and dissolution. By usage at later time, it may have come to mean an eclipse or misfortune. So these are part of the process of creation and dissolution. So that's what the upasarga here really means. Creation and dissolution. We were created with all these kleshas, and now the dissolution of kleshas, karmas, vasanas, everything has gone. That is why it is called upasarga. It is possible that upasarga only means product of creation and dissolution at the time of Patanjali. And calling these siddhis as obstacles or misfortune may be later understanding. The intelligence of the cosmic law and understanding dharma make it difficult to unequivocally call siddhis as misfortunes. So later on, people said, these siddhis are misfortunes because people go astray. So that's because of the kleshas in them. The slight trace of kleshas can cause this. So just because of that, you cannot say the intelligence of the cosmic law and understanding of dharma make it difficult too. That's why we say you cannot, generalize it and say siddhis are bad or siddhis cause misfortune to the evolving soul. Any questions here before I go to the sandwich joke? Okay. So to answer the sandwich joke, see, there was an organization, there was a company, and there was a department in the company, and there was only one person in the department, and they needed one more person. So they recruited a new person, and the old person was doing this knowledge transfer so that the new one becomes useful in doing the daily work. And this the first day, the new person was working with the existing person, the senior person. And when the lunchtime came, the senior person said, okay, it's lunchtime. We have 45 minutes break or 1 hour break. If you want, we can eat together. So both went together and they sat down and they ate. Second day, also they went. And that's when this fellow observed, the senior person observed, before opening his lunch box, this new person would say, very excitedly, he'll say, what do I have for lunch today? And that's the same thing he said. And he opened it, there was a sandwich. He ate the sandwich. Third day came, same thing happened. Before opening, he would say, oh, what will be there today? He'll open it and there'll be a sandwich. So went on and on and on. And after 2-3 weeks, the senior person got tired of this. So he asked him, what is this? Every day you are so excited and you're asking what will be in my lunch box, and it is a sandwich. Why don't you tell your wife to make something different? Then this man said, no, I don't have a wife. I'm not married. Then the senior person said, okay, oh, really? Okay. Then whoever is packing, maybe your cook, tell that cook to pack something else. Then that man said, no, there is no cook either. Oh, you buy it from outside? Why don't you buy something different? Then this man said, no, I don't buy it from outside. I do it myself in the morning. I prepare the sandwich. So the senior person got totally ragged. And he said, what? You are making the sandwich and you pack it and you bring it at lunchtime and then you open it. And before opening, you're all excited and you're asking what will be there inside the lunch box. What else will it be? It will be only a sandwich. So to that, the new man says, that is right, but I think I always feel that by some miracle, won't it be something nice, more tasty? Rajashri, if we do the same thing every day, if the input is the same thing, the output will be the same. Madhavi, same thing. Priya, same thing. Lavanya, same thing. Shashi, same thing. Padmasri, Padma, same thing. Neenalochini, I don't know whether she is here. My sister, she's not there. Same thing. Sri Lakshmi Parsi, same thing. Sarala, same thing. Sri Lakshmi Sundaresan, same thing. Oh, she's not here. Srivats, same thing. Nothing different. Gayatri, same thing. If the input is the same, output is going to be the same. Anyway, I'm calling out names anyways. So, as long as our input is the same, the output will be the same. There is no miracle. There is no miracle cure for this. You got to bloody well work for it. You got it, Tatiana? Good joke, right?
It's for benefit of my husband. I explained it, but some maybe not well enough, not as well as you did.
He probably wanted the bells and whistles along.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, I heard this maybe 15, 20 years back in a Chinmaya Mission lecture, and I have never forgotten this. Generally Chinmaya Mission people, when they come and speak for an hour and a half and things like that, every second or third minute there'll be a joke. It is a very, very serious subject they talk about, like Patanjali Yoga Sutra. I'm saying not Patanjali Yoga Sutra. in terms of the seriousness of the subject. Very, very serious subject they discuss. And every 2 minutes there will be a joke. So at the end of 1.5 hours, everybody remembers the joke, nothing what the instructor says. Very sad. Because if they conduct a class like how I do, nobody will be there the next day. No one will come. Right? Rajashree? If I come to the class with a stick every day, who will come? Nobody will come. This is similar to what Isha Yoga is doing on Mahashivaratri day. All this dance, music and all that is to please the masses. Otherwise, they won't come. And the hope probably at the very top level of the leader of that movement is, the hope is maybe, at some point of time they will wake up and ask, is there all this? Is it all there is in this movement? In this movement of Isha? This dancing and singing and bhajans, is it all there is? Is there not anything more? How will I ever get rid of my sorrow and suffering? They were to ask that question. So to those who are asking that question, then the leader of the movement will answer. As long as people don't ask that question, he will also dish out the same thing. In Maharashi Sivaratri day, Sri Rama Navami day, Ganesh Chaturthi day, that is what will happen. All through the year, there are many things, 30, 40 celebrations are there. Same thing will happen. And you will not change one bit. Same suffering, pain and suffering, pleasure, pain. The cycles will continue like a harmonic wave. Pleasure, pain, pleasure, pain. It will go on like that forever. And we never think. We never think. Is there a better way to live? Is the question that we have to ask ourselves. And when we discuss and we say these are the ways, that is why in chapter 1, when we are talking, when he is discussing, Patanjali Muni, when he is discussing, and he says so many things. In the first 20 sutras, he says so many things, how various states can come to you and all that. And then he says, why it is not coming to us? And he says in one sutra, he says, Vyadhisthana Samshaya Pramada. Vyadi, diseases. Sthana, inertia. We won't move. I'm not talking about physical move. I'm talking internally. Vyadhisthana Samshaya. Samshaya is doubts. All the time filled with doubts. Pramad, careless. Absolutely careless. Kumar asked a question, nobody cares. 90% of the class doesn't care. Only 10 people interact. Either directly or privately, only 10 people interact. Less than 10. All the others don't care. That is what is that pramad, careless. What is it? And finally, somebody will summarize it for me. They won't travel. Then he goes on. That's a big sutra. The first 4 I have said. Vyadhisthana, Samshaya, Pramada, Alasya Avirati, Bhranti Darshana, Alabdha Bhumikatva, Anavasti Tatvani, Chitta Vikshepastehe Antarayaha. These are the blocks. Antarayaha is the blocks. These are all the blocks, he says. Have you reviewed that sutra? Rajeshri, have you ever reviewed that sutra to see what are all the blocks that you have? I'm asking now, I'm naming you because I love you. I love you so deeply, I name you. The question is addressed to everyone. This is a very important sutra. There are two sutras actually, right? One after the other. And then he says, Dukkha, Daurmanasya, Angame Jayatva, Swasha Prashwasa, Vikshepat, Sahabhuvaha. Along with this, Sahabhuvaha, along with whatever I said earlier in the sutra, in the earlier sutra, these are also there. Dukkha. Dukkha is suffering. Suffering. Daurmanasya, depression, anxiety. Angame Jayatva, trembling of body parts. Shwas, Prashwasa, the Shwasa, that also is affected. Because Vikshepa, that's what it's Vikshepa. It's affected. The breathing, the regular breathing is affected. It becomes shallow. They normally say, right? The life longevity. Longevity is defined not by number of years, by number of inhalations and exhalations. So if you are not going to inhale deeply and exhale deeply, when do you inhale shallow? Do you know? Rajeshri, when do we inhale shallow? When is the breathing shallow? Anybody? I can't hear you, Rajeshri.
When you
Anybody can hear her?
No. Rashi,
No.
I think you're on mute.
No,
When
but
one
you're
angry, excited,
but
the breathing is fast. Or
when is it fast?
Angry or excited?
Angry, excitement, fear.
Fear.
So we lead a life of fear.
Fear.
We lead a life of anger. We lead a life of anxiety. Anxiety also. What is this life? It is death, actually. It is not living. It's not living. Fear of death, fear of the self, fear that others are afraid of my health. My children are scared of my health. My parents are scared of my health. That they could be scared of my health. What kind of life is this? I'm telling very bitter things. I'm not saying sweet things. And I'm saying the same thing every week. I'm not saying anything different. In various shapes and sizes, I'm saying this, quoting so many sutras here and there. All these majestic things, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. Very nice to hear. It's like a discourse, very nice to hear. But we have to prepare ourselves to get there. When is the preparation going to start? And then you are scared. Oh, I have only very few years. Will I be able to do this? That fear also comes. Alabdha bhumikatva, that's what that is. Whatever I have achieved spiritually, will that also go? So we have to sustain our practice. How we sustain all these materialistic pursuits, right? How we sustain this? How much We run after that. This is for everyone. We have to disconnect from the external world. Without disconnecting, there is no growth in the spiritual arena. You will keep coming back again and again and again and again. Don't think I'm scaring you. This is the truth. Have we not come enough number of times? Have we not suffered enough? As the physical body in this birth, forget about earlier births, we don't know what happened. I mean, not all of us may be aware of what happened in the previous births. So it is a reflection of what happened earlier too. That's why we are here. Of all the terrible things we did, we are here. The most difficult thing for almost everybody is to say, oh, I was this terrible in the previous births, because we go by how we have conducted ourselves. We have made, we have made some set of rules. Oh, if I conduct myself like this, I'm a very pious person. My thought is running everywhere, helter skelter. We don't care about that. We have made our own rules and say, oh, I am such a pious person. I'm such a good person. Why is this coming to me? I'm suffering so much in my life. I can never imagine that I would be how can I be such a bad person? And I see such terrible things all around me. The politicians are minting money. Nothing is happening to them. So there is no karma theory. Karma theory means if you do something wrong yesterday, you should be punished today. Karma theory is not that. Sorry. You didn't write the algorithm for karma theory. It happens on its own. It has its own wheels. And this is what people around you will tell you. Oh, that person did such a terrible thing. What happened to him? He is living happily. He has not given up nothing. He has not given up anything in his life. Nothing has been taken away from him by the government or by the cops or whatever, or the income tax department. Nothing. He is happy. This is what people will point to you. If people around you don't point to you, the media will point it out to you. If media doesn't point it out, the films will point it out to you, or the books will point it out to you, and that's what you will read, the junk that you will read, and remain junk, and retain that junk in your head, and never ask the question, can my life be different? You have to ask that question, can my life be different? And then, when you ask that question, then Patanjali Muni says, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi, Ashtavangani. Oh, my dears, I know you're all suffering. Here is the prescription for you. What is the prescription? Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi, Samadhaya, Ashtav Angani. I'm giving you eight things by which you can get rid of all this and connect with the divine. and avoid rebirth, and finally dissolve in him. And what are they? Yama. Yama. Sutra 229. Rajasri, you quoted that sutra and ran away. Or you went to sleep. Physical sleep, psychological sleep is forever. So I am asking you to wake up from the psychological sleep. When will you wake up? I am asking everyone, when will you wake up from the psychological sleep? You have to wake up. You have to wake up to this reality. So I'm slowly coming back to that question that I asked 2 days back. I said, Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotis Gamaya, Mrityorma Amrutam Gamaya. Asatoma Sadgamaya. Asat means false, pretense. Sat means truth, right? Sat means truth, the reality, truth. Asat means not that. Asatoma Sadgamaya, from untruth to truth. Bring me from untruth to truth. That is that sloka. Bring me from untruth to truth. Asatoma Sadgamaya. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. I have so much tamas. What is tamas? Sthana, inertia. I won't move. Every week, this bloody Kumar comes to the class and scolds. But still, I will not move. I have a cloak, nice cloak, like a bulletproof cloak. Whatever he says will not touch me. That's how I was also. My earlier guru used to scold, and you won't take those kinds of scoldings. You will run. And his English was fantastic. So he had wonderful words. I mean, not curse words, certainly not curse words. Lovely language he had, wonderful diction. Asatoma Sadgamaya, let me come from the darkness, from that Asatya to Satya. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, from that inertia that I have. Inertia is darkness. To Jyoti, to light. Let me come. Please. Oh, Ishvara, bring me out of this. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Let me get that light. What is that light? That's what we study. That is that Prabhava. Prabhavatva Sarvam, we said, that light. Prakasha Alokaha, we said. Prajna Alokaha. So many different things we said during this. I mean, we said meaning Patanjali Muni has said in the sutras to define that light, that lovely light, that Prakasha. In one of the sutras, Tatagashiyate Prakasha Avarnam. From that, the sheath that is covering us, that sheath that is covering this light is thrown away, it's taken away, and the light comes out. Tataha shiyate prakasha avarnam. So, then the sloka says, Mrityorma amritam gamaya. Mrityorma amritam gamaya. Amrit, not amritam, it is amrit. Mrit means death, correct? Mrit means death. Mrit means death. Amrit means a. In front of that means No death. Immortality. Mrityorma, from death to immortality. Mrityorma amrutam gamaya. I must go from death to immortality. That was the question, correct? Yesterday, 2 days back, whatever. So we came finally through so many questions and rejoinders and all that. We finally came down to saying, oh, I can only become immortal if I get rid of all the kleshas and karmas and kleshas. And then we said, how do we get rid of karmas? We said we have to do tapas, cleansing techniques to get rid of karmas. And then once we do the cleansing, then we have to stay clean. It's like every day we take a shower, or twice a day we take a shower to keep the physical body clean. Right? We don't want it to get dirty. If we don't, it will get dirty. Like brushing your teeth twice a day or once a day, whatever you do. Same thing here. The karma will come if you don't cleanse it. If you don't stay cleansed. Which means you have to make sure after the cleansing that you don't acquire any new karma, meaning you don't react to situations. You only respond. How will that happen? Because where does karma come from? Anyone? Where does you have a question, Usha? Sorry, your hand is up. Okay. Many I have probably are saying they have left. Hold on 1 second. Let me look at the chat.
I have a question.
Yeah. Somebody had a question?
Yes.
Hold on 1 second. Let me look at the chat.
Is it on?
My lungs are still there. Okay, Lavanya, I'm sorry to get up too many now. Okay. So Shashi. Okay. Okay. So
I have
let me finish my thought, whatever I was saying, and then I'll come to the question. So Mrityorma Amrutam Amrit Gamaya. So from death to immortality. How do we transition from the death to immortality? Death does not mean immortality. Normally we have that belief, right? When a person dies, we say, oh yes, yes, that's what we say, without understanding again. Hereafter, you should never say that. You'll say, oh, he has got moksha. No, he has not got moksha. He or she has not got moksha. They are dead. The physical body is dead. Don't say moksha. What is the meaning of moksha? Padma, tell me, what is the meaning of moksha?
Union
No
with the
rebirth.
No rebirth.
union with the Ishvara.
No rebirth.
Is it? I feel it is union with the Ishvara is.
Yes. So that is the next step. You are saying one higher level, it union with Ishvara. So I do all the terrible things here. I lead with a life of full attachment till the very end, and then I die. How will I get moksha? Just because Padma says I have attained moksha, I will get moksha?
No.
Hmm?
There is no klesha. Klesha, karma are shunya.
Yeah.
Karmas are shunya.
So stupidly we say, oh, the person has attained moksha. At least don't say. It is our hope That's all it is. It is our hope that the person will attain moksha. But we also know that person led such a life of attachment. There is no hope. Hopeless. Hopeless. Right? So hopeless. Hopeless case. 99.9999999% hopeless. The true hope will be there only if we get rid of this bloody attachments and do the yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. The 8 angas are there not for daily to get up and do puja to that and then go back to sleep. No. It is there to do the practice. And out of that 8, the first 5 are called Bahiranga Yoga. The final 3, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi, is called Antaranga Yoga. Because the first 5 deals with the external world, by and large. All the external things. Most of the external things. The last 3 are completely internal. You know that. You have studied already. In this chapter, we have been studying. The early sutras we saw, what is dharana, what is dhyana, what is samadhi, what is nirodha parinama, what is ekagrata parinama, what is samadhi parinama, what is ekagrata parinama, all that we saw. What, samyama, and then we saw the characteristic, dharma, lakshmana, avastha, all that we saw. Step by step we have come. And then finally now he is discussing the siddhis, how you will get siddhis based on all these things or during this travel. So you start somewhere. And that is why Patanjali Muni says starts with yama and niyama. Those are the first 2 steps, yama and niyama. And there also you may not be able to do everything, especially when it comes to niyama. What are the 5 things in yama? Ahimsa, you can be non-violent, correct? All of us can be non-violent, both in thought, word, and deed. Yes or no?
Yes.
We can be non-violent. No violent killing. No wanton killing or causing injury to others, both in word, deed, and thought. That is ahimsa. Satya. You can be truthful. No lies. We can be truthful. Third is asteya. Non-stealing. We don't have to steal others' things. That also we can do. Aparigraha. Not feeling envious about what others have. Greed, envious, all those things. And before aparigraha, there is brahmacharya. Brahmacharya and then finally aparigraha. Brahmacharya, we know, the curiosity to learn. Curiosity to learn also means not just coming to the class and then sleeping for the entire week, but retaining that curiosity all through the week, which means reviewing the sutras. And whatever you have not understood, asking questions. How we ask questions when it comes to materialistic things? Why is that we don't do that when it comes to Patanjali Yoga Sutras? So all these 5 can be done. Not difficult at all. Coming to niyama, shaucha. Shaucha is cleanliness. You start with outer cleanliness, having a shower daily, or twice a day. Then all personal hygiene, both personal, when I say personal hygiene, not only for your body, but also your surroundings, keeping the house clean, organized, doing all your things on time, getting up every day on time, going to bed on time, having a circadian rhythm. All that is shaucha. Santosha is contentment, being content with what you have. Yesterday or day before, I sent one of Socrates' quotes. He says, a person who is not satisfied or content with what he has will never be content with what he wants to have.
Very true.
Right? That list will be never ending. I also quote from Socrates and other philosophers, so that it's not just only the spiritual teaching is like that. It is also the philosophers who have said these things. Shaucha, Santosha, both definitely can be done, no problem. And probably most of us, Shaucha we do, definitely do. We are all presentable all the time. Santosha, contentment is internal. The moment that thought comes, oh, if only I had that, gone. Santosha is gone. And he says, what do you get by contentment? Patanjali Muni says, what do you get by contentment? Shauchat. Shauchat. Shaucha. Shauchat anuttama. Anuttamaha. Shauchat anuttamaha. Sukha labha. When you are content, what do you get? You get sukha labha. Sukham means comfort. That is the profit that you get. You will be comfortable always. This comfort is mental comfort, not physical comfort. I may be on the street, sleeping on the platform, or in a park, on a bench, but I'll be comfortable. Mentally, I'm comfortable. I may be sleeping on a nice bed with air conditioner, everything. I'm still not comfortable. I cannot fall asleep. Because there is no santosha. There is no contentment. So santosha, shaucha, santosha, definitely you can do. The next one is tapaha. Third one. So for a beginner, tapaha is difficult, but he can always say some few chants, he can say some slokas, he can say those things with meaning, not without meaning. With meaning. We have said enough without meaning. Let us now at least, whatever we chant, let us chant with understanding what we are chanting. So, tapaha we can, that also we can do. Swadhyaya is self-study. Self-study. That also we can do. There are sutra reviews. Right now, we are attending Patanjali Yoga Sutra class, doing this review regularly, every day, taking the sutras, going deep into it, and looking at the sutras, understanding the meaning. I send the word by word meaning also, reading all that, understanding, and whatever you don't understand, asking questions. That is Swadhyaya, pondering how I can apply this in my life every day. I say so many things. How it can be applied. Are you applying it in your daily life? If you are not applying, what is the use? That is Swadhyaya. That also can be done. And then finally, Ishvara Pranidhanani. Ishvara Pranidhana. Ishvara Pranidhana. What is that? That is
Surrender
surrender
to
to the divine. That also we can do. It is not going to come easily, but we have to make an effort because our surrender is all conditional to the divine. When it is convenient, we will surrender. Like how people go to Kashi, Banaras, and then when you go there, you have to leave. This is the understanding that you have to give up one vegetable that you like, one fruit that you like that. There's a list, some 4 or 5 things you have to give up. So generally, people will go and give up a vegetable that they don't like, they hate, they never eat. Tatiana is laughing. She's laughing at the Hindus. I'm not kidding. This is what we do, Tatiana.
Okay.
And most of them will go there and give up bitter gourd. You know what is bitter gourd, Tatiana?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So it tastes bitter. So many people don't like it. I love it. Maybe some of you might like it too. But when I was young, I hated it. Until about 13, 14, maybe until about 15, I never used to touch it. And then I don't know what happened, some hormonal thing. And then I started liking it. So it's going to be very, very difficult for me when I go to bananas to give up a vegetable because I like all vegetables now. I don't have I don't have any distaste for any vegetable. So the main thing here is to give up a vegetable that you like the most. Give up a fruit that you like the most. Why? Why, Padma?
Because we like it very much.
Sacrifices.
Why they have chosen that?
Sacrifice.
Huh?
Sacrifice.
No,
Huh?
we don't want to leave the thing which we like it.
Sacrifice.
Oh, the attachment you are talking about.
Raga.
Attachment.
Hmm.
Attachment.
Yeah, this is one of the first steps to Vairagya. At least give up a food you like.
Attachment.
In Chinese medicine, what you like most will make you ill, and what you hate will heal you. Like this bitter
Broccoli.
gourd.
Like broccoli. Children don't like broccoli.
So bitter gourd is bitter and is good for liver, and liver is associated with anger.
Yes.
I eat bitter gourd twice or once in a week, but still, I don't know that works for me.
No, that is okay. Nobody's asking you to eat bitter gourd every day. But what I'm saying is, you have to give up what you like the most. And probably for most people, it is maybe potato. Maybe. Give up potato. I have a friend who lives, I have a very close friend who lives only on potatoes, onions, tomatoes, cabbage, and beans. These are the only 5 things that he will eat wherever he goes.
That's a popular
today.
set.
Huh?
That's a popular set of vegetables.
Even today. For all other vegetables, he is a vegetarian. For all other vegetables, he has some horrible definitions. One he will say is like, worm. The other he will say is like the brain, like, cauliflower. He says it's like the brain. So he won't touch it. For
That
fish,
is
for eggplant, he will say it is like fish.
That is a mental condition.
Yes, absolutely. Somebody in the house probably told him once and he has stuck to that when he was very, very young. Or maybe one of his friends told him, whatever. Even today. So, anyways.
I have
these
something
things
to
are
comment.
there.
I want to add a comment to what Tatiana said about bitter things are good for you. But actually, nature made certain vegetables or leaves bitter because it has poison. So that's the genetic or the conditioning of survival which is there, that you avoid bitter things because mostly they are poisonous.
Those poisons are for little animals who want to eat it before it grows up fully, not for you.
Yeah, I know, but we are also having that same, the reaction, wired reaction for even us is that anything bitter, avoid because it is not safe, not safe.
I mean,
It's safe for humans.
see,
No,
neem
because even the
leaf.
dandelion leaves or something, if they're bitter, it is not good for you.
Yeah.
If you're foraging in the forest, anything bitter is not good for you.
That's a myth.
But not
Okay.
all of them. Like when you take fenugreek seeds, methi seeds, they are the best for the diabetic and all. Like the glue in the
Neem
knee
leaf,
will.
neem leaf.
Yeah.
Then there is something called kiranelli. In
Yeah.
Tamil, we say kiranelli. That is also very, very bitter. That leaf,
Yeah,
which has
papaya
got
leaf.
tiny berries at the bottom of the leaf. Tiny berries, about 10 or so on under each leaf. So kiranelli, they say. So I mean, there are. So one has to know how will I know whether this herb which is bitter is good or bad? It is a siddhi. Some of the people here, maybe Tatiana, Sri Lakshmi knows that. Sri Lakshmi Sundaresan, she is not here. She knows. Just by looking at it, she will know. She has that siddhi. And she is very good with all these herbs, vegetables, and all that. And that's why she will give one big discourse. If you say one vegetable, she will say, oh, you should not eat this. And if you eat that, before that, you have to say this mantra. And you have to turn this in this direction, all that she will say. And I pull her leg all the time. But she has that siddhi. She's very good. She has got that green thumb. Anything that she plants will sprout. Siddhi. Divine grace. She's not using it properly. And she advises everybody. She constantly tells me, Uma, you have such a lot of land in the back. Come on, you can grow this, you can grow. I said, I have no interest. Be my guest. You can come here and you do whatever you want. I don't even need money from you. I don't even need any part of the harvest. I have not. My interest is sutras. On that note, we will continue this next class. It's already 9:10, almost.
Thank you, Kumar.
We have progressed a lot in terms of getting to this immortality. I have still not wound up on that.
Mhm.
I have to still tie it up. I have not done that yet. So we are halfway through. So please bear with me. Next week, hopefully, we can tie it up. And then we are going to have sutras in chapter 4 on this. I'm just preparing you for that. Okay?
Okay. Sir, in the discussion session, you told two sutras. One is about anxiety and depression.
Yes.
Can you please mention the sutra number so that I can refer it?
Yeah,
Two
it is
sutras you told after class whenever you are.
130 and 31, chapter 1, 130 and 31.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
Namaste, everyone. See you all next week.
Namaste, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.